Doing more Scott.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me?
This is why he has no.
I'm just going to take over the whole.
Or anything.
I'm looking forward to taking over the whole show. Hi, we're here with Lorenzo. He's friends with Vanderchuck.
I'm not bringing you in until 40 minutes in. You're gonna be. And sorry to Matt Damon.
Lorenzo's my Spanish friend.
I didn't get the questions.
Italian friend. I don't know. Lorenzo, what are you?
That's the point.
That's the joy of that.
You're looking at. I mean, I can't deal with you like this, man.
This is what it's all about.
Hello and welcome to the Bellcast, episode number 21. That was Todd introducing himself before the intro. We're gonna come back to him because he's having some physical issues right now.
Technical issues.
Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah,
how are
I'm
you?
still in my virtual world, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, he really.
It's a much better place here in the virtual world.
Okay.
Never rains.
Okay. Kevin.
Hey, Lorenzo, how's it going?
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's kind of hard to take him seriously. You guys will soon see on YouTube, but one of our guests today is wearing full-on headgear. And,
He looks like he should be wearing one of those soft helmets as well.
I think when he
I
takes,
left that in the car.
there you
Okay.
go.
Scott.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks
How
for
are you?
having us here. I'm doing great.
Scott and Todd in the morning. There, Kevin.
Yeah,
Got
there
it.
you go.
We're
Sweet.
back. We're back.
Nice.
We're back. Okay, so we are with Oasis.
Yeah, OasisVRX.
Yes, right here.
Yeah.
Right there.
Right here, baby. There it is.
You-
Right here.
I would tell you if
He's
you're
Come
coming
get
to
your
the
X
camera
on.
instead of our
Come get your
podcast
X on.
audience.
if you are listening to this podcast or normally listen to it, I would highly advise you to go to our YouTube page and watch this podcast. It's as much entertaining to watch. Todd, are you going to wear that thing the whole time?
No, absolutely not. I'm sweating my ass off.
Okay. Scott.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say ass.
Okay.
Buttocks. I'm
Okay.
sweating my buttocks off.
Okay, Forrest Gump. Scott, could you give us the professional version of what the company does? And, yeah.
So, we're a virtual reality center. We're going to be opening up here at Bellworks in about 2, 3, 4 weeks. And we're bringing virtual reality to the Metro Burb. Not an arcade. We specifically call ourselves a center because we're touching virtual reality across so many different verticals: enterprise, business, education, health and wellness, and of course entertainment. That's obviously a big foundation, but we're really excited about it. Technology's amazing. Kevin, I know you're really familiar with it, but you can do virtually anything, it seems, in our space, and that's what we're looking forward to bringing here.
Oh, I didn't know this actually started. Let me take this off.
Oh,
Hold
we
on a
started.
second. Sorry. Okay. I have my
Scott,
glasses on.
Now we've got professional.
How do you explain this lughead next to you when you introduce the people and stuff like that? Because does he wear that normally at like meetings and stuff?
We formed this business a little over a year ago, and through our travels, we were having lunch one day with a friend of ours. We were seeking some advice, and he turned and he asked me, he goes, "What's it like working with Schobel?" And he's like, "I got it equated to like trying to ride a mechanical bull."
Is he drinking Monster?
And
No, I'm drinking Bang.
Like you need
I like
that.
to get my
Like
Bang
you
on
need
in the
that.
morning.
yeah. So the mechanical bull thing, that's what it's like every day of my life is trying to
Mechanical
ride
bull.
a
I
mechanical
feel so
bull.
sorry for
Yeah.
you.
And there's a lot of bull on that mechanical
Yeah,
part
oh, yeah.
too, let me
Oh,
tell
yeah.
you. No, I'd like to jump on Scott a little bit here, no pun intended.
Small horns?
But no, but so what Scotty's saying, you guys are asking about, OasisVRX, and here's a key thing, folks. I mean, everyone hears about VR and shooting zombies and games, and going to VR arcades. Great places, fun time, right? But we're specifically set up as a VR center, and we've, as we looked at virtual reality when we're going to get into this space, what we really loved was, heck yeah, man, you can game like crazy. It's really neat. You got your headset on, you're into it, and you're actually in the movie, right? But the use cases, it's beautiful. We go to a lot of senior centers, over 20 senior centers in the area, and you're bringing joy, you're bringing life to these folks, and it's by simply going under the ocean and seeing a whale go by, right? And then it causes reminiscence. It causes people to start talking about. I had a couple tell me about when they were young. They're in their 90s, and when they were young, Coney Island, going to the aquarium.
Yeah.
And you're like, boom, your heart just beats. So what it does to the senior community, how it's being used. Yesterday we had a bunch of kids in here called the Mustangs. A bunch of girls came in from Hazlitt, 6th to 8th grade middle school, and
They took over the place.
Yeah, they took over the place, all their pink shirts, right?
Yeah.
But a cool thing, and they were talking about gaming and all that, and I said, well, it's also being used for firefighters, right? So there's firefighters where they're using virtual reality to train, and specifically things like oil fires and electric fires. It's really hard and expensive to simulate those things and train on them.
Right.
And also, it's very dangerous to train in real life, but that's how they learn. So it's really wicked how there's a whole application where they use the gear, they use VR, and they put firefighters in these training situations actually like they are putting out this fire and all the hazards and things that come along with it. Right down to the pressure of, in their local area where the firefighters are, the pressure of the water coming out of the hydrants varies a lot. And it's very important on the trajectory of the water and obviously the pressure, how it comes out, and how they can fight it. So what they do is they test what the pressure is of the local hydrants, and they build that into the application.
They gamify it a little bit.
And they gamify it a little bit, and then that's in there. So they actually have the gear, and when they, in virtual reality, when they take the actual gear in their hand and they open up the water, that water flow drives at the level with which that pressure is. So, I mean, VR is killer and what it can do. And all the, again...
Given enough time, it creates muscle memory, and then it happens in real life and under a stressful situation, and you know, they've got it taken care of.
100%.
Yep.
Kids in dialysis, people having burn victims, cancer treatments, they're putting virtual reality headsets on these folks, and it's helping them with the pain.
Yeah.
Do you deal with autistic kids at all?
Not yet. That's something we're really...
That could be either very good or very bad for each individual based on how they are. Some attract to music, attract to patterns, attract to colors, whereas something like this could be helpful for some.
There are people that are doing that for enhancing social skills.
Social,
right.
Yeah, social
Like
interaction.
how to talk to a girl?
Yeah, well, maybe, but you know, how to basically interacting as avatars, you know, through VR headsets, rather than, you know, taking the stress of doing it, you know, face to face.
Well, CHOP, you know, Scotty, tell them about what they're doing over at CHOP with VR and autism.
Yeah, so they're working with kids on how to interact in certain social situations. So if they get lost, you know, and the police approach you, right? They can be very intimidating, especially if the, you know, police kind of come on strong. They think that, you know, the kid might be, you know, loitering or hanging out. You know, that could shut the kid down right away.
And how do you recreate that?
Exactly. So you know, in VR, you know, you have you know, a facilitator working, you know, with the student on how they interact in these social situations. So that's, you know, one great example. You know, Todd mentioned the work we're doing with seniors. We've done some work locally with a young man who's been, you know, severely disabled. So trying to, you know, stimulate some, you know, some activity and some, you know, some memory and some brain activity there. With that family, you know, that's been, you know, really rewarding. These are kind of things that we're doing behind the scenes, but again, there's just so much you can do beyond what, you know, you see on the surface of, you know, the VR world.
So you can actually go to our YouTube channel.
Yeah,
OasisVRX on YouTube.
On Instagram too. You know, some of the videos of being going to senior centers and I guess libraries, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just
So-
we say get your X on, right?
Yeah.
So come in at X meaning you know, experiences. Everyone has asked us, you know, really about OasisVRX. What's the you know, what does this thing whole mean? And VR is virtual reality, and X is experiences. Everything's in with virtual reality, with technology, it's considered an experience,
Yeah,
not
it's
a
not
game.
just a game. It's,
Exactly.
Yeah,
And that's really important for us to socialize that with folks so they understand it. That's why we're here.
yeah, so you guys have been, I mean, when did you start the kind of pop-up thing here at Bell? I know, so you have a physical location that's being built out right now, right? But you guys have been coming in for the past couple months now, right?
Sure.
Got to be 3 months, yeah.
3 months? Yeah, so at least every Wednesday, Thursday, you guys are here.
We come religiously every Wednesday, so people can count on us. We tie that in with the Jersey Fresh Market. So what it lets us do is to socialize VR and first of all, socialize virtual reality with people. We call them VRGins, okay? It's so great, and that's why the business is so much fun. It's like brand new stuff. So people come by, they see the TVs, and whether they're 8 to 98 years old, and they look and they stare, and we're like, come here. They're like, no, I don't want to do that. Come here. Put a headset on them, and their whole entire world changes. Their perspective changes. So we've been able to socialize it with the public. It's great for business. We've sold over 80 packages, our full immersion packages, to folks already. We're not even open yet. So they have their minutes, they're ready to go. When we open, they can come in and start to consume VR. But it's been fantastic for, again, the public. We actually have people coming in now from the outside on Wednesdays, because again, we're here every Wednesday, because people tell them just to come to our pop-up.
Is Escapology also part of this?
No.
No, it is, okay.
No,
Just
separate
next door
franchise.
neighbors.
Okay.
Next door neighbors, great
Good
people,
neighbors.
we met them, yeah.
Okay, so Are you from Boston?
No, I'm not.
Okay. You said Wicked.
I said Wicked?
Yeah.
Is that a Boston thing?
It sure is.
Really?
Yeah.
Call him out.
Say
A little
Carl.
shout out for Big Poppy. Thank God he's all right for all you Boston fans out
Yes.
there.
Where are you from?
I'm Jersey, man.
Where'd you
All
grow
and
up?
down. Grew up in Cherry Hill.
Cherry Hill.
Yep.
Now you live locally, right?
No, I live in Hunterdon County. Yeah.
Okay. Somewhere.
Tewksbury with Scotty.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Where'd you grow up, Scott?
I grew up in Ringwood, been a Jersey guy all my life too.
Ringwood. Okay. There's some stories about people from Ringwood. It's
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. I'm from Bergen County, so yeah.
And you guys are killing me that it's like, riding a bucking Bronco or whatever. This guy's from Ringwood.
Oh no.
You gotta be careful. I'll be stuffed over his friggin' fireplace in no time. And
Yeah,
that's scary
yeah,
stuff,
with
dude.
candles and stuff, all kinds of weird stuff. Yeah.
So Friday nights really
I'm
happening.
not aware of any Wiccan communities.
No,
Great.
okay, all right. And how'd you guys meet? I know you kind of.
Yeah, so we live in town together. We've got kids the same age.
Okay.
Gosh, we've been friends for going on 10 years.
Okay.
And the last few years, we've spent a lot of time in the car driving back and forth to lacrosse practice, talking about business ideas.
Okay.
And that's kind of the genesis of how we landed here.
What were you doing before this? Would you go to college?
So, I just left a 20-year career in corporate America doing market research and management consulting.
Okay.
As I was, kind of winding off of that, we were, starting to generate, what's next for us,
Okay.
right? And I'll let Todd talk about, what he's been doing. But timing was right. We kind of, found this VR space, and the more we investigated it, and it kept asking people, trying to find somebody to tell us, no, you're crazy.
Right.
We couldn't find that person. So we just kept plugging ahead, and here we are.
So you guys were not VR people or technology people per se beforehand? I mean, no more than the modern.
No, I mean, I worked at a big data company, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself a tech guy
Okay.
by any means. I was a number
I
cruncher.
founded a technology company, but everyone asked me, do you code, do you do this, do you
I like
do
the way you
that?
pulled my lead there, yes, because I wanted
Oh,
to go.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
that was
jumped the
good.
gun again. Sorry.
No, that was good. That's okay.
Transition.
Okay.
But
I got a
everyone,
cookie.
people would say to me, they're like, do you code? Are you a tech
Yeah.
person? I'm like, no. I mean, the way I see it with technology, which is what I love, is if you can dream it, you can build it.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you just find the right people, you put them in motion, and you go out there and you evangelize it, and you try to get it over the hump. And with virtual reality, we're not creating anything at this point. We're not developing any applications, but it's so new. Let's grab that thing, right?
Mhm.
Let's bring it out there. Let's expose people. And again, say VR satisfies so many needs, wants, and desires, and we're right at the cusp of it, man. It's just starting, right? With zero latency, the quality, the new sets coming out.
Yeah, man.
The exposure to the public is great.
You
I
still
think
got like 5 years before it's in everybody's home.
100%.
Yeah, we got
You
some
can
of
like
that for
you
sure.
got a
I'll
lot of time to learn and
I'll-
do more and all that
I'll
stuff.
bring that, I'll say with what we've got upstairs, I think this Christmas and next holiday season.
Well, the 8-year-olds are doing it.
Will be the big
Right.
turning point.
Like that's a big, like my nephews got the VRs 2 years ago, I think it was. That's like the crappy ones, like Kohl's or something like that, right?
Yeah, where you drop the phone inside. and
Yeah,
you're dizzy.
yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I think
That's-
we're hitting like that perfect storm, right? Because PlayStation and Xbox are going streaming, right? So you're not going to end up you're going to have a remote control and a TV. So really, there's nothing for someone on Christmas time, or Hanukkah to buy and put under a tree. So you've got a headset on there that's around the same price of what your traditional Xbox or PlayStation used to be. And so I think that might be a good transition, easy replacement. So you're going to see some,
This is the step before the chip goes in the brain, right?
this is the step before it becomes mainstream.
Yeah.
I think
My
we're
wife
right
put
on
a chip
there.
in my brain already, so that's
Well,
in
it's
there.
just tracking device.
That's more
She just shocked
And
me,
the
son of a
behavior
bitch.
modification.
You watching this, hon?
It's behavior modification.
The
Yeah.
dog collar. Behavior
It's not
modification.
working, actually.
Yeah.
Kevin's getting married.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you are.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, next month.
How's that
Yeah,
going?
Next month. He likes to every episode.
Because
Every episode.
you know what it is, we're on video now, so I like to show everybody the different shades of Kevin, white
Start
and
turning
red.
bright red as soon as we
White
talk.
and red.
As soon as we start talking about
Oh,
So I
that's
think your fiance does listen, or has she listened to it?
His family's starting to listen. Yeah, I
They're
gotta watch
enjoying
what
it
I
a
say
little
now. Earlier episodes, I could say whatever I wanted.
A year from now?
Hey, listen, when I first met Kevin, he went on he went on and on about getting married. He's super pumped. No, honestly, it was all great stuff.
I thought he was actually talking more about what he wanted to do at his bachelor party.
Oh, yeah, no, well, we weren't supposed to bring that. Let's change the subject. By
No,
the
we
way,
talked
what are we
about that.
growing in here? What is that?
We talked about that
What is
last
that?
week.
There's little hairs on it, there's gray stuff up. What's going on?
Yeah.
If you're
Well,
not
over here.
watching the video, this is going to be the one that bumps our YouTube videos up because everybody's gonna be like, what the F is going on?
What is going on in that episode?
Well, that's why we do it. We're forcing people to watch the YouTube.
There you go.
We should
smart.
all just start laughing hysterically for no reason.
Like silent film?
Yes.
Okay.
But seriously, welcome to
I have no idea what he meant by silent film.
No,
That's okay.
I
I'm
just wanted
following.
to transfer it awkwardly.
Can we do this all day?
Yeah.
Well,
I want to be on the podcast every single week.
I did one before that, before here, so I've been
You should
doing
come to his earlier one. He was just in here from 10 to 11 doing a podcast.
You can be
Rockstar
like
Podcast.
Gary on Howard Stern.
I'm sorry,
just, you know, sit
I'm
in
sorry,
the
I'm
corner
promoting
and
something.
say goofy things.
RockstarPodcast.com.
There you go.
11 years now. 11 years.
11 years.
Tremendous. I
Yes.
love it. I love it.
And one of the first ones was, since we're both Gary V fans,
Gary V.
the first, I met him in like '07, but at '09 when Crush It came out, right before it, I laughed because I said, why don't we do like can I bring some clients and you do like a powwow type thing at Wine Library? So I promote this thing through Twitter back then when it was like me, Gary,
people.
and Anderson Cooper were basically
Yeah,
on
yeah.
it, right?
Anderson Cooper.
So I have the pictures from the meetup at his wine library for a month. 13 people showed up
Oh my God.
to put it. And you, Todd, you guys might not. Do you remember the guy, John Bastow?
Yes.
Fitness Made Simple.
Yeah, yeah, I remember.
That dude was there.
Wow.
I mean, as random as you can get.
What a
And
group.
it was
Fast
13 of
forward
us.
10 years later, right?
Yes, and 8 of them were like my friends. So now, like,
You
if
said
I
we're like your friends.
yeah,
Are they
we're-
friends
yeah.
now?
Yeah, yeah.
It's very cyclical with Lorenzo.
Just
joking.
Friends and.
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
supposed to jump in and bust on him
Yeah.
like he
Yeah,
was
exactly.
busting on me there, and
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, that's fine. I take
Sorry.
that whenever you want. But if I posted right now on Twitter, Gary V's coming on the podcast, we'd have 1,000 people lined up right there.
Okay, 10,000.
Yes, yes. And some guy made cupcakes with his face on it. I have pictures of that as well. Yeah, it was very.
Well,
And,
you know, it's great. I know we don't want to make it about Gary, but there's nothing better. I don't know if people know the wine
well, there are better
library.
things than Gary.
Look up some of the older YouTube stuff. I mean, the guy is crushing distributors who are sending him wine, saying this wine effing sucks. Don't buy it.
Yes.
I'm not shipping it. It's horrible. You know, it's like dumping it out on the
It's
floor or
crazy back
something.
then, but now it's like, oh yeah.
But
it's
it was
scary.
so real. He was real. It's like, don't buy the wine that these people are trying to have me sell because it sucks.
He popped when he compared the wine. He said, you should pair this with Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, all right. And that was it.
It just like that, and then he went to Conan, and he was on Conan,
And that was it.
and then he really started to get steam, and then the Crush It.
You know, it takes something crazy like that. I was talking to Scotty not long ago about Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy dude. Did some offbeat
Yeah.
Z-grade movie or whatever. He was so wild that Arsenio, out of nowhere, had him on the show. And he went up and he put lighter fluid on the couch and lit it on fire.
Yes, I remember.
So I tell young kids, they're like, what do you do? How do you stand
don't set
out?
stuff on fire.
Be memorable.
How do you get lost? I said, you know what? Light the couch on fire with whatever you do to get to kind of.
Not literally, folks.
No, you
There's
can't.
no PSA.
Okay.
Yeah. No, in VR you could.
Yeah, in VR, you can do anything.
So
So we're
what-
going to go back to VR. You just brought it back in, didn't you?
Yeah, it did.
Fantastic,
I was
thank
going
you.
right to it.
It's not his first rodeo.
Get your
11
Rex
years,
on it,
11
Oasis VRX.
Yeah. Yes. What are the
Holmdel, New Jersey, Bellworks.
We'll do plugs at the end. Don't worry.
Oh,
About
we
it.
do?
You got
No,
plenty
we-
of time.
But you
Plenty of
plug all
time
the
for the
time.
plugs at the end.
You
Yeah.
plug all the time.
Okay,
Sorry.
you can take the microphone and plug. The top 2 or 3 request games like that, the different age ranges that when you have there, like that they really like or anything like that. The aquarium. I know you mentioned like the whale thing, but like, is there certain things like the
We
zombie
kind of
shooting?
give them a taste, you know.
Yeah, so,
We give 'em a
so
taste.
most people haven't done it yet, or you
Yeah.
know, they haven't, you know, experienced anything more than maybe popping a cell phone in. So we talk about them, you know, what are your interests? What do you like to do? Or, you know, if they don't know, yeah, you pop them in the ocean, you let them pet a whale, and they're like captivated. You know, kids love Beat Saber. They had that on Jimmy Fallon not too long ago. That's a hot game. But it really depends on what the person's interests are. We had a woman come up to us out in the fresh market like a month ago. She's like, oh, you know, I can't wait till you guys open. You know, my dad's 80, used to love to sail. You know, do you have anything like that? You know, so I pop up on my computer, I show her, I'm like, absolutely. You can
That's
come
like
back and
VR gold, right? Because like
yeah,
sailing in water,
like
it's a
your
great.
dad can come back
I would
and
imagine.
sail, even though he's not physically capable to man a boat.
Yeah.
So it depends. It could be, you know, anything, you know, what they want to do. Somebody wants to run with the bulls. We could shoot that in 360. Kevin.
Yeah, exactly. So how is because I'm not really on that side. How is content, getting content? You know, people out there doing games. Are there just tons of different companies? That people putting out new games every day? How do you guys source, you know, some of the stuff? How do you decide what goes on your headset?
It's commercially available and publicly available. Most of the experiences. Some people are a little more close-knit about it, right? They're not just publishing it out there. And we meet those through associations, through certain groups that we're part of. You know, we're bringing in a really awesome experience, a free roam experience. Can I do a plug here?
Sure, yeah. I love
great.
the idea of free roam.
So free roam is really hot, right? So what's free roam to everybody? Free roam is, man, it's this, okay? You're just wearing the headset, right? And usually free roam used to be the headset was wired to a backpack you had to wear. All right, now you don't have to do that. You don't have to have a backpack. You just put on the headset, just like this exact thing with the Whirlybird. And what we have is a thing called Arcade. So we met these folks out in Vancouver, and they're part of it's a publicly traded company, and then they did an offshoot to say, let's go after VR free roam and kill it. And they're killing it. And it's free roam. You walk around in about a 20 by 40 space, up to 3 people, and you're fighting the Zeeds. You guys will all find out soon. You're fighting the Zeeds inside a spaceship, and it's insane. You see each other as avatars. You can talk. It's great.
It's like modern day Sim City meets, what was
Dude,
that game that was everybody was playing live? It was hot for like 4 years. It probably still is, where you enter a virtual reality world.
Yeah.
Well, I forget the name of the game. Earth, planets, humans. or something.
Battlefront or something like that.
No.
That was an early one.
It might have been, but no, it was the one where like, it basically was like you're on Earth and you're single. Basically, a lot of single guys were doing it.
Yes.
And I just can't remember the name, but it was like a Sim City concept.
I don't know. I never would have done that. I've been married 24 years.
Never.
Look at
Actually, 24 years Monday. So.
Oh, today's the 25th anniversary of the Rangers winning the Stanley Cup.
Really?
Yeah, and not since then.
And it was 40
But
years before
the
that.
free roam thing to go back to is really cool. So we're gonna have it. We're the only ones in the tri-state area that have a licensing agreement for it.
Cool.
So to come back to you on content, we found these developers, we established a relationship with them, and you know they don't just give it to anybody and everybody. I mean, it's a significant investment to do the technology. Scotty handles all the interfacing on the technology. We work with Intel on it. It's pretty cool, and he always laughs when I tell the story, but it's funny. You can't do 4-player or any more than 3 players right now because the SEC won't allow something with the waves, right? The FCC. What did I call it?
The SEC.
WNBC.
Sorry, yes.
We're
What
not,
do you
we're
think?
not yet a
The
publicly
FCC.
traded
I'm
Yeah,
just
I was
making
gonna
sure
say.
everyone's listening so they can all go, the idiot said SEC. No, but it's super wild, man. It is so wild, you know, and you're just roaming around and you're doing. So they're going to have escape rooms for this, and they're developing like crazy to bring it in. So to get back to what you said, because virtual reality is growing, you know, you bought a new set, a standalone set where you can actually interact with the virtual world now.
Yeah.
Where some of the standalones, it was one controller or it's just watching.
Yeah, one click. I mean, the Go's we still use for some stuff. Yeah, it's just you're stationary. You're just clicking around. So
You're clicking around. So there's a publicly available stuff, content, but because there's zero latency now with the higher end, the quality, like you said, is there, right?
Yep.
And we're at that level. Well, the market's screaming for content.
Yeah.
But we spend a tremendous amount of time curating because
That's what I'm saying.
to
It must
get
be
down
God,
to
yeah,
the
full-time
brass
job
tacks,
to
right?
look around and see what's
There's huge platforms like Steam where you've got tons of content. People are developing from everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, we're working with people all over North America. We're
The Ukraine.
the Brazilian guys, the
North
Ukraine,
Korea, yeah.
Bulgaria, the North Koreans. Todd's even working with the North Koreans.
You're gonna get some other government
Yeah.
officials coming after you. SEC, FCC, and
Yeah, so
The Dennis Rodman game.
exactly. Everything that's going on. That's a story for
Kim
another.
Jong-un versus Dennis Rodman.
That's a story for another podcast.
Once you
'cause,
go, you don't
Yeah,
come
that
back.
is a story for another podcast.
At one time, Todd and
This is
Donald
the other
Trump were the
podcast.
I'm
only
sitting on
ones
my
talking to
hands
the
right
North
now with
Koreans.
cigars,
Oh,
the whole thing. We can stay away from all of it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
I
good stuff.
understand.
But the one thing we do is we spend a lot of time curating the content because so many people are developing it. A lot of it is not great,
Yeah.
right? And we don't want to release cheap, choppy 360
play, you've
video.
gotta test, you've gotta-
incomplete.
There's a lot of
So,
trash
yeah,
out there.
There is, and we sift through that, and that's what we're trying to bring to our guests is premium content, a premium experience, and touching in whatever it is they may want to do across all those different verticals we talked about
It's
earlier.
a lot. I mean, I can attest. It's a lot of trial and error, right?
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
there's no one out there is doing it and putting it up on YouTube and showing you, and doing commentaries. There's a few, but everything you do is kind of playing around with it, trying new things, trying out the free roam and seeing how that would work, testing new new games and new software.
Well, there's one right here, right? So we've been doing the plank. You guys have seen the
Yeah.
plank, people walking on the plank. So yes, you can just walk along the carpet or walk along the floor. Then you can introduce a plank. So it's in the application, you go in, you measure an actual board, you put it up with a little curve on it, people walk on it, you get that haptic response, it's incredible. Now, what's really cool about this is it's called Richie's Plank. So they don't tell you everything about the game, about the experiences. It's kind of weird. Or what somebody called the Easter eggs. They said there's Easter eggs and things, right? In quotes, Easter eggs. So there's secret little stuff. So yes, there's YouTubers right now. There's a handful of them that are running through the games. And one guy found the Easter egg. And the Easter egg, it's called Nightmare Mode.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, we didn't know it. So one of our new employees that we hired said, hey man, let's do Nightmare Mode. I'm like, what's Nightmare Mode? He's like, you go over to the thing and you dial 666. And I'm not going to tell everybody because you have to come to OasisVRX and get your X on to experience it. But it is insane what happens now instead of just walking out on the plank, which is enough
You
already.
basically are walking Ringwood, New Jersey, right?
But yeah, exactly.
It's no
Yes.
weird shit. Yeah.
Strolling down the street.
Oh, there's clowns and this and that and pick up phones and things happen. It's insane. So it's kind of fun too because you have to investigate, but you have to dig in. It's almost like some of these really cool developers are saying, you know what, dig my stuff, get into my stuff, and if you really get into it and dig it and play around, you're gonna find cool things. For us, we spend so many hours looking at all of it. Quite honestly, competitors may have this stuff and they don't spend that time, right? They're a franchise, they just get stuff, play this, play that, nothing against it. But you gotta dig in, man. You gotta live it, you gotta get in it, you gotta be VR. It's our business.
Yeah.
Are you guys involved with Twitch at all? Do you do anything with
Not
it?
yet.
Okay.
Probably gonna work on my son with that. He's 12. He's gonna look to come down when he's out of school and mess around in the facility and do applications. He plays a lot of games, and so does Scott's son. They're both Twitch heads, so we're gonna see how we can incorporate them into Twitch and put them to work for free.
I got
course, yeah.
because Justin Kahn, I do know, who started Who Owns It.
Really?
Yes, because I used to be one of the top shows on Justin.tv.
Okay, I remember you telling me about it.
Yeah, which would
Twitch.
run from 11 p.m. till 6 a.m. every night. And it was
Nice.
Howard Stern-esque. And if you could believe it, we would maintain probably about 800 people in the chat room for 8 to 10 hours.
Wow.
Yes. When Justin first put the camera on his phone, on his thing, we jumped on real quick. And there was the original, which was iJustine, and a couple of others, but we had a Howard Stern-esque show. You might be able to find it online, but just earmuffs it, definitely. So I asked that because with Twitch, VR, everything is everybody's not trying to find, but everybody's finding their path in this, right? Kevin, is it AI?
No, we do VR, but for kind of business use applications.
Okay, so the buzzwords are Oculus. People hear about Oculus. They hear VR. They hear AI, right?
Well, AI is kind of yeah.
I'm saying in mainstream people.
Yeah.
Because,
AI,
I know what it is.
AR,
What is-
VR,
what
it's
is-
kind of all-
Well,
What is
AI
Oculus?
is being built into these
So
applications.
what is? So
big
explain.
time.
What is AI? What is Oculus? We know what VR is now, but what is AI? Because people hear it and they say this stuff.
Well,
and they don't
AI is
know.
artificial intelligence.
Right, but
obviously.
what is it actually how does it play into this?
Well, when they develop, right?
Okay.
They're using AI in their development of this.
In layman's term, I'm trying to figure,
Yeah, sure. So I'll give you a great example of AI, folks. All right. So we have this undersea adventure, and it's called Blue. So Blue the whale comes down. You're standing on a sunken ship, and there's things going around, and you have to do nothing, right? You don't need controllers. You just view, you dig it, fish and stuff come, and that's preset, right? Preset meaning, a whole bunch of stingrays comes here, then a stingray comes here, then the whale comes around. It's choreographed, but there's fish swimming all over. So if you hold the controllers in your hands
Yeah.
and don't do anything and go like this,
waving your hand around.
waving your hand, the fish will swim away.
Okay.
But they don't swim away exactly all the time. So there's artificial intelligence built in. That's a great example. It's actually rendering what you're doing in real time.
In real time.
And it reacts in real time. And you're in a virtual world. It's not staged. So artificial intelligence is
It's responsive.
responsive.
automation,
Thank
right?
you.
know,
Thank you for the help.
Yeah, it's
I
responsive.
was starting to
automation.
sweat.
Yeah,
Part
it's-
of making it mainstream is educating people. So,
Yeah, so
I asked just so we have it. The
it's
way you put
basically
it,
like
responsive.
it's like
Real life.
computers working hard in the background to detect things and and change the outcome of things based on data that it consumes.
Okay.
So if you look a certain way, something might happen in the headset. So if you turn a certain way or interact with a piece of it, the AI part of it is reading and responding based on
Behavior, the way you said it perfectly. So what is Oculus? 'Cause
Oculus is a
that's a
brand.
buzzword.
Go ahead.
Right, I got you.
Oculus is a brand. Oculus was one of the players, so it's HTC
Vive.
who owns the Vive.
Okay.
And Oculus has so think PlayStation, Xbox. That
Okay.
kind of thing. Oculus was purchased by Facebook
Yes.
a few years back. I don't know,
Yeah,
a couple
handful of
years.
years.
So they've kind of and that's I was happy to hear that too because they saw where things were going and started to invest in that. And I think that's why the name's a lot more common today.
Yeah.
You're throwing AI, and then Oculus. It's a brand name now, thanks to
And you guys use Oculus, correct?
the systems we use. So
They
you
have
guys
Vive?
use both, right? You use the Vive and the Oculus.
Yeah, I mean, we're playing with everything.
With
I mean,
everything,
we're in
yeah.
VR, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes
we
to
use the
game,
Oculus for some of our stuff. We use we only standalone stuff. So we use the Oculus Go and
Mhm.
now the Oculus Quest.
so like PlayStation and Xbox, there were certain games that were made for PlayStation and some for Xbox. Is this
Sure.
the case here?
Here's the key thing with Vive, right? We think Vive is the best.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
It's great. The tracking's amazing. So you talk about Xbox. Xbox VR is awesome, right? They're developing for it like crazy. The headsets are great and everything, but the quality is a couple steps down. Now the
Okay.
lay is just like, this is insane. I'm digging this virtual world. It's great. So we have people that have Xbox VR. They put on our gear and they're like, whoa. Okay. We have parents that say, I can't do it. It makes me dizzy. I'm like, please come in here. Please, please, please put it on. If you get dizzy, I'll let it go. They put it on. They're like, wow, I'm not dizzy. So the
Also
quality's
just the
better,
settings, too.
the latency's better, and also the development, right? So developers are developing, the good ones are developing for the best quality you can possibly have from the hardware perspective. So Vive is here, and they keep developing here, and then they develop here, and it keeps growing. So what's happening is the hardware and the software keep driving better.
And those are the mainstream too. There's some outliers. I mean,
Like Windows Mixed Reality, there's a lot of good Windows Mixed Reality headsets also. With the content, typically,
But it's Windows.
The majority of the content, will, it's kind of agnostic, right? You can view it with an Oculus, you can view it with a Vive. Windows Mixed Reality is catching up in content. They were, kind of in third place. And then the standalone stuff has, kind of all its own unique titles on, like Vive port and what's Oculus's port. I can't remember their platform.
it's the Oculus.
Like the Oculus Store.
Store,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
So is Vive kind of like more on the industry level, whereas Oculus is mainstream? 'Cause that's the word that.
Oculus is more consumer, it's
Consumer,
standalone,
yeah.
it's in your home.
Yeah, it's got
Vive
a
is
little bit better price
Yeah,
point,
okay.
for the individual.
Vive is clearly enterprise and what we call LBE, location-based entertainment, or
Okay.
location-based VR.
And
Okay.
then,
which is what we are.
you've got people designing custom sets, things that are above and beyond. I mean, we actually met up at a show in the city at the Javits Center. I remember, what was that, last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone had this, this headset that was what,
Yeah, it was like-
$5,000-$6,000.
it's crazy.
It was huge. It wrapped around your
Huge
whole head.
field of view.
And
it's
yeah,
crazy.
and it was amazing to see what they had done with it. But that was a custom. That was a one-off, and he was building it, I think himself.
Oh, he's trying to raise dough.
Yeah, he's trying to raise dough and build them out in Russia, wherever he was from. Ukraine.
I think it's moving. I think it's moving along. I've
Yeah?
seen a little bit more in that. Yeah.
I've seen some,
Funky
some
though,
of the
man.
fringe
Hot.
type of sets, but yeah, they've all got different use, different benefits.
You know what's really cool with VR? A couple things though. Yeah, VR is virtual reality, so people understand. You want to educate them. Virtual reality means it's a virtual world, right? And you can interact with that world, right? Through your controllers. We were talking earlier. You can interact with that world. Augmented reality, AR, right, is where you have a set of glasses on. You guys have seen it. People
Or
have maybe
phone,
seen it.
yeah.
Or phone, and you overlay in the real world. Perfect example of that is they use AR, let's say, fixing these complex turbines, right? I've seen, so the mechanic is looking at this turbine, and then they can quickly draw up in their glasses how to fix it, like a little video.
Yeah, it's
So
like a
they're
heads-up
looking at
display.
it.
Yeah.
They're looking at it, it's going, and they're working on it. So, but for the lay, so augmented realities are augmenting reality. You're layering virtual reality.
You're in it.
You're in it. That's why we like being
That's
in it.
Submersive, okay.
Yeah.
The business itself, marketing, the in-house, I saw a sign you guys were looking for some new employees and stuff like that. You need more people, how's that going?
It's been going great. We bought a $50 sign that we put
You guys are
in
just itching
space,
over it.
and we're
Yeah.
I mean, almost to the point where we got to start turning people away. Tremendous response. We had a career fair here at Bellworks a couple weeks ago. We hired 2 full-time employees out of that, who are awesome candidates. You know, we're already using them to help push the business forward. So we've been really lucky. Great community surrounding us. Great kids. You know, that are going to work, evenings and weekends, and some terrific professionals that are going to join and strengthen our team.
It's cool. What's cool? I just want to jump on that a little bit. And Scott's done an amazing job. And I love is the fact is we have kids coming in with working papers, man. Their first jobs, they're getting their working papers. They're nervous. You know what? We're employing them. They're new. Bring them into the workforce. It's great, and it's a safe, clean, nice environment, right? Then we have like our director of events. Okay, Maureen. Maureen is coming back. She's a professional coming back into the workforce. Working, raising kids, doing their thing. Now she's coming back in the workforce, and she's like, I'm looking at Macy's. I don't want to work at Macy's.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic to be able to employ and different levels of folks and bringing them in. So we're creating jobs, buzzword, creating jobs. But it's just nice to see the diversity of what we're doing, and we've got working papers exposed to people who've been in the workplace, who are coming back in, and we got some high energy, and we just think it's going to be a really cool place to hang out, to work, and just put smiles on faces. Everyone asks us, what's our job? Put smiles on faces. Put smiles on faces. That's what we're here for.
You are in the event and entertainment industry.
All entertainment, baby.
So what do you
Come in
guys
and dig it.
what are you guys doing as far as events in the future? What do you guys see? Because you're creating this VRX, right? It's not just a gaming place. It's a place to go. You guys are going to do events. You're doing stuff with seniors, things like that, and also integrating this Bellworks community. So explain a little bit about what you guys are going to be doing as far as events at your shop, and then also how people at Bell can get involved.
Yeah, and that's a big part of what drove us to choose Bellworks. Not only Todd's association through StopIt, but our business background. Like we said before, we're not gamer guys, we're not coders, but we see tremendous opportunity, and this location is going to help us facilitate that. So with my research background, and Kevin, you and I have talked in the past about some things we can do to collaborate on. We can use our facility for focus groups, right? You can do research projects. Some of my former colleagues in the research space are doing this at other companies. So in addition to different types of corporate events, whether it's customer appreciation or just team building type stuff, the business applications of it are really exciting. Training. The research, the focus groups, the advertising aspects.
Yeah, even presentations. I mean, I just selfishly, thought about using you guys. Say we, did something for someone in here, and we wanted to have like a launch event, like a launch party, right?
Exactly.
We can have people, we could have a whole team down and show them on the big screen what the thing's going to look like, and then they can all hop in headsets and experience it for themselves.
I'll give you a perfect example of an event, right? So touching on team building, customer appreciation, things like that. So to expand that a little bit, I had a guy, he was the VP of Business Development for North America for a cloud company, right? Cloud storage company. And he's like, I have a hard time getting the right people and getting in front of them. Who doesn't? So I say, can I maybe reach out to them and maybe host an event like FAs do, right? Yeah. Financial advisors host an event, come, have food, drink. You get these invitations. Yeah. Well, I used to, but I don't have any more money, so we're all into this. Anyhow, so, boy, I'm going ADD. So I said, yeah, come on in. Now, it's not just like hosting at, a Hatchet House or a bowling alley or some other venue, right? A nice venue. In our place, come in, you can merchandise this thing, okay? Come in the night before, rent the whole facility, right? Come in the night before, merchandise it. We've got 30 TV sets. Put up stuff on the TV sets that you want, right? And create a visual there or a subliminal messaging to people coming in. Show them a good time. I said to the guy, man, you want somebody rolling sushi rolls? Done. You want to roll cigars outside? You want somebody walking around with the tables around their waist and playing cards? It doesn't matter. Anything you want. Our facility is yours. Rent it. Use it for what you need, right? And that's very unique, and people like that, right? Not to mention it's a cool spot. I had a real estate company say that they're going to be selling these homes and they want to get high net worth individuals together into a room. And she said most of them are going to want to play golf. Okay, you know, like Scott did. Well, hold on a second, I'll find sailing. Boom. So went, looked, found a really nice golf game. So we'll set up some holes. Play this hole, play this hole, play this hole, and then you can do other games, you know, other things, nightmare mode on the plank. But just think about how entertaining that can be. Serving some drinks, right? Some appetizers, whatever it may be. I mean, that's sexy. We have a really cool opportunity for people to attract using traditional things to that you want to do, but using our venue is completely brand new, and you're gonna drive people to come.
It's more of a community type of thing. So you go on golf, you know, you get put into a foursome, it's you and 3 other people for the whole day. You know, you don't have that interaction, but if you've got 30, 40 people in a room, you know, you put a headset on for 2 minutes, go play a hole, and then when when you're waiting, you're networking, you're
Sure, we can do the longest drive.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? It doesn't matter how big and strong you are.
Yeah, exactly.
You can do longest drive. You don't need different tee sets, man. You know, I mean, there's so much we can do. There's so much creative things we can do. I'll give you a great one that's really neat. So yesterday the Mustangs were in. The other day, a teacher came in who runs physics in the higher
CBA, Christian Brothers.
So he wasn't supposed to mention the name, folks. No, I'm just kidding. It's advanced honors classes for physics.
You're fired.
So he's already fired me 12 times last month. Anyhow, so this is really cool, and this has to get out. So she's looking, she's going, she's talking. She's like, you know, I'd like to do a class trip because we're looking to do that. Do a class trip, bring up my physics students and show them what it's all about, coding, this and that, VR. And then we got to talking. I'm like, wait a minute, how many kids do you have? And what are you looking to do? And it's this whole curriculum that she's putting together. So I said, forget the class trip. Let's do a curriculum. Let's have them come in multiple times. Obviously, it's advantageous for us because we can drive more business. But really what it was about, it didn't take long to iterate on this idea. And I'm like, wait a minute, why don't we reverse engineer this thing? Look at the use cases of VR and what it does. Quickly just Google it. So why don't we find something that you guys, through the course of the year, right, the scholastic year, can find something that you can build that then can be made available publicly for free, or you charge a small fee and then take that fee and drive it back as a donation to, maybe it's the autism thing. How do you make things better in autism for kids on the spectrum using VR? So figure out what that goal is, go back, start to build it in your room. Class project, come to our place first, get a taste, get a feel. We'll show them a myriad of different experiences to show them, just so their brains can
Open up their mind a little bit.
Pop their brains, man. Slap them in the head, right? Let them get involved. Then go back, start to iterate on it in code. Come to our place, test it. Keep going, and then the final project can be shared with the world.
Yeah.
It can clearly make the world a better place. And how great is that? So these are the cool things that we're looking to do, again, hence being a center, not just pay for play.
I saw that the NBA is playing around with, or I want to get front row seats to every Ranger game, so I can put a headset on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I saw the NBA is messing around with this a little bit. I mean, is VR just going to kill the entire travel industry, ruin all hotels, kill the airlines, so that I could stay? I'm kidding, but I'm not. To the point where I can just get Ranger seats for $900 season tickets because I can put that on and sit in my living room and sit behind Lundqvist, who will be retired 20 years later. Because that's my angle, like the sports live type stuff.
Have movie theaters gone away?
Yeah.
No. And you can Netflix all day from Sunday. You can do on-demand streaming, right? So these venues don't go away. I think they enhance each other. They also drive innovation too.
I think it might, just like streaming services
I know you're
have
kidding.
hurt the TV
Sort
experience.
of, because it will damage these industries, but I'm not opposed to it because I go back to the horse and buggy. The car was invented, and some guy said the horse and buggy is going to survive. Unless you're in Lancaster, PA, or Ringwood, for that matter, or Ringwood. It hasn't. It didn't. So this is a slow-moving process, but like I said, I want to, because if you do that, these sports franchises, they have unlimited arenas now.
Well, it might hurt the TV experience, but I don't think it's ever going to hurt the real life. I mean, because you go there and it's a different experience. I mean, in a headset, it's as close to being there as possible, but it's not actually.
I'm saying it's a good thing. Like I want to buy Ranger season tickets for $900 because I can watch it through my
100%.
and they could sell unlimited season tickets.
Yep, and you're an avatar. If your buddies who can do it remotely together, you're all little avatars sitting in front, you know. You
And
see
I
each
can't
other.
get thrown out like I did at the Fleet Center for the Bruins.
Oh, no, you could still get thrown out.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
not
you-
in my
you-
own, well, my wife might throw me out, but like, in general, no.
Yeah, you also mentioned travel, so, you know, in a way, it acts as an enhancement, because we've got, you know, travel agents that
Of
we
course,
spoke
right.
to, real estate.
Hotels,
folks that we
weddings,
spoke to.
all,
Yeah, my
Yeah,
entire business
preview.
model is that.
Exactly, you know, we wanna preview the content.
Smarter decisions.
Do I really wanna go there? Yeah, exactly, so, yeah, you know, it can act as a, you know, facilitator and enhancement to those industries as well.
That's really cool what he's saying about the real estate side of it, because, you know, there's 360 videos, right? Big time, huge, and people see and view. But there's a, I forget the name of the company, but they're really digging in now with VR, which you can probably speak to, where it's all virtual reality tours where you can actually walk and transport through. So if you're gonna go to Hawaii, it'll give you 5 destinations in Hawaii, say Maui. Then it'll give you 5 hotels there. Then it'll give you 10 restaurants, 10 attractions, and what have you, and everything's in VR. So if you're gonna get married and you're looking for your honeymoon, you're gonna come to OasisVRX, right? We're gonna license that product. You're gonna pick Hawaii. You're gonna pick Maui. You're gonna walk through these hotels in VR, because we know how immersive VR is. You're in it, you're looking around, you're feeling it, and then you're gonna look at the local restaurants, you're gonna look at the attractions, see the whole damn thing, and make a much better educated decision, all by using the technology of virtual reality.
Yeah, I think it's,
And then we'll charge people to come in and use the VR to do that.
well, while the
Is
I
that
mean,
okay,
I think
Gary?
the only segment that
I'm
needs to
gonna
be
call you
built.
Gary now, sorry.
Gary,
Sorry.
Is there the only
just
real
shut my mic
segment
off.
that needs to be built out really is
I would.
the
Kevin gets frazzled easily, so I try not to
it's
say
like
anything.
12 conversations.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Is what is that search engine, right, or the way to pull everything in? I think each of the experiences will be their own standalone, like a site typical to like a website, right? So what's that Google, what's that platform?
It's voice, it's all
You know,
voice.
Well, maybe it's voice, or maybe it's, you know, how do you have one for each industry, or, you know, where you can say, okay, when you go up and say, I wanna choose these 4 hotels and these 4 venues, and then pull them in together, curate a little list for people to, you know,
Like,
to
I
view.
mean, as how to do that. I mean,
Yeah.
that's something you should work on, right?
Well,
That's
that's
cool
good.
as hell. If you can work on it,
Yeah,
I'll work on
Kevin.
it. I got an idea. Be a concierge. So
That's
you put on
cool.
the headset, you don't have to take it off. So you go in there as a concierge, says, hey, how you doing? Where are you thinking about going? Hey, how about Hawaii? How about this? What time of year are you looking to go? You
Virtual
interact.
travel
You
agent.
tell them. The virtual agent says, or, you know, it's a cool concierge.
That's AI. So
That's
Yeah,
AI.
it's also 2001 when I would go to a website and in the bottom right-hand screen, a woman would pop up and say, welcome to this website, you know, so it's gradual, but
We're at the
I think about the search
2002,
part.
But that would be a very cool thing to do, by the way.
yeah, it's, you know,
I mean, that would kill.
it would, yeah. Well, I think, you know, what's the search engine? That's
Well, the
what
challenge
I
is
hope
this.
to work on later, you know, later down the line once things start to.
Don't let
evolve.
anything out.
Hope's not a
That's it.
plan. Hope's
Yeah.
not a plan.
Yeah, exactly.
What are we doing here?
We gotta launch.
I don't know, I mean, are we getting philosophical? Okay, no, hope is not a plan, I would agree.
No, why don't we raise some dough and build this darn thing, huh?
Yeah, build the next.
We
search
can
engine.
sell it. No, I think it'd be, but I think it'd be awesome. I love that whole real estate thing. There's a huge market for it. People are getting married and they go away.
Yeah.
In fact, they don't even have to go away. They can just do everything in VR and save a boatload.
Not
of
everything,
dough.
my man.
Well, yeah, not every, not every. But yeah, that's
Close
what we're
enough,
doing-
you know,
yeah, that's what we're doing
close
for
enough.
college, you know, for colleges, right? So if you know, if you wanna go to college in California, but you don't wanna take the flight and go and visit, or, you know, bring your folks with you and everything, you just pop on a headset and, you know, and check out schools all around the country or the world, and
You just take classes in VR. I mean, it's
yeah,
already
you
there.
can do that
My
too.
kid is 6, I have no
Classes at home.
intentions of saving for college because she ain't going to college.
I'm with you 100% on
She's
that.
not, it's not even gonna exist. Well, it'll exist, but it'll be, the way we
Online
look at Barnes and
classes.
Nobles now is the way we're gonna look at colleges.
Yeah.
Oh, when we were in there, we went to college, and I'm like, well, no, but,
Do it online, do it in a VR headset, yeah, or just do it on your, you know, do it on
yeah,
your
it's gonna be instructors, they're gonna, whatever it'll be, it won't be what it is now,
Well,
because.
think about how much
Did you
dough
know-
good instructors can make.
Yeah.
on
Now
their
you
own.
can have 2 million people in your classroom. I mean, so why should, you know, wow, we're going heavy in the
I could-
education.
I-
We
I-
do want to do business with
It'll be-
universities
it'll
and
be like-
schools, so
it'll be like-
just kidding.
It'll be like the commercial where the, whoever it is goes to a gas station and they say, what kind of service do you have? And oh, just okay, right? So you'll be able to take classes and you'll be like, your surgeon got his degree from Dr. Linda on the VR program for $40 a month. It took 3 months, but he loved it.
It's going that way. It's an evolution anyway. We're seeing it nowadays, you know, with Start off what, like University of Phoenix and a couple other
Yeah.
outliers, and now every school has an online program.
You have to.
So I think it's just going to be an evolution. It's not saying that there's certain things of value. People the going to class and learning is only one small aspect of the college experience, as we all know.
Well, it's the social setting,
Yeah,
right?
social.
You have to, you have to hang out and. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Beep, beep,
So
beep,
let's,
beep, beep.
let's talk about Todd's
By the way, who put
college
this in front of me?
career.
Did you
Yeah.
do this, you son of a bitch?
Yeah,
Give you a
no.
You know what this is doing in my brain
Yeah,
right now?
yeah,
I'm
it's
looking at
really
it like,
messy.
I can plug this into that, I don't know, I keep picking it up, touching, I'm flipping it over, I mean, Christ almighty, get this away.
the whole thing
Now
playing
we're
with
back
We
on
have
the
marijuana
mechanical bull.
plants over here.
He's playing
You gotta
with his
watch on
dongle all
YouTube
day.
to see the marijuana plants. And there is a dog in here, a small little cute little dog running around, very cool.
Okay, bring it back home.
Sorry.
Bring it back, buddy.
And
We're good.
focus and
We're good.
focus.
Good. We're good. I need the horse blinders on.
I'm
here.
trying to jog your YouTube.
Shiny
That's why he's
objects-
great in a
Shiny
headset.
objects wreak havoc on it.
Alright.
He needs to be in a headset.
I'll
at
just
all
put the
times so he can
headset back
focus.
on.
There you
Scott,
go.
do you like go to the sales pitch and then like in the last 5 minutes you just bring Todd out and
pony.
like that and
Well, I actually bring Todd out first, and I just gotta be very careful with my timing of the hook,
yeah.
There you go.
so that we don't get too far over.
So you're like at the Apollo, the guy with the hook, and you pull him out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Warms
Gotta
up the
light
audience.
the couch on fire. Are you guys over here now?
Okay. Over here, buddy.
Over here now.
I
Oh,
thought
you're
you
over
were
here,
public.
okay.
I feel like I thought we were doing my
This
kid.
actually helps me to concentrate better.
I'm sure it
Holy
does.
shit.
Yeah. All right.
my
Well,
God.
it's sure not looking like it
Talk,
helps. you
talk
guys.
about the immersive benefits of VR education.
There you
Yes,
go.
no, I'm watching something right now.
Focus.
Actually, there's
Controlling
a lot of
your
light coming
ADD a
through
little
this
bit.
thing. We gotta fix this. I'm gonna take it off. It's ruining my hair. And I do wear my glasses. Ridiculous. My glasses.
Again, I
are
reiterate,
ridiculous.
please, if you listen to this podcast before, you should go to YouTube and watch this podcast.
No animals were harmed in the
No,
making
no,
of this
not at all.
podcast.
Oh, and look at that. See, okay. Let me just delete that, and now it stopped recording. No, it didn't stop
I was
recording.
gonna say, are you playing us out already? Is that-
No, no,
is that a
no.
sign?
It was we've extended a little bit more, and I'm afraid to hit delete on this
We've
right now.
extended a little bit more?
Yeah, okay,
We
no,
can
we're
make a
good.
lot of money off something
Yes.
like that.
The I'm not trying to get too personal, but do you have other investors or partners or anything? Is it just the two of you guys that are running?
No, we had a round.
Okay.
We had a small round.
Okay.
We closed the round.
Good,
We're pumped.
good,
Right?
good. You ready to set?
Minimize dilution.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Hold
just
that
briefly, do you want to speak about Stop It for a minute? I mean, it's something to be.
We can jump in there. I can talk about StopIt for 17
I
years
know, that's why I
straight,
just said
and I
for-
can talk about Oasis for 17 years
Yes,
straight.
yes. Well, do you like pineapple on pizza,
No.
Scott?
I'll do it, yeah, once in a while, just as a little.
Always a dividing
diversion.
topic.
Always a dividing topic. Okay, well, Scott, you were my favorite, and now you're not because pineapple on pizza. But that's fine. Kevin, you didn't give
Doing
us
so
anything.
well,
I
too.
thought we were going to talk about StopIt for a minute. No,
Well,
what just happened?
no
Stop it.
Are we going to come back? Stop it.
Stop. But
No pineapple.
no pineapple. Okay.
No, pineapple's weird. It puts it like that weird. There's a weird, like a metallic taste in your mouth. I don't know. It's like it gets stingy. You know, when you taste pineapple, it's
Yeah,
like
it can
I don't
burn
know,
with the
like if you have a
sauce.
cut on your lip,
Yeah,
it burns.
yeah. Up on
yeah,
your lip?
yeah.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Okay. StopIt Solutions.
Yes.
Here in Bellworks.
Yes.
Rockstar Podcast, the other one I do. I told you Aggie.
Yeah, Aggie's a
She's
rock
on
star,
the,
man.
She's
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
podcast now, one of the co-hosts.
Yeah.
She was busy today and couldn't make it.
Mhm.
So that's one strike against her, but we'll let it go.
So, well, I saw her walking around this place like 13 times,
Yes,
getting her
yes, she
getting a little
hustles.
exercise on.
She
So,
hustles. So what's StopIt Solutions? Let's do a little minute.
StopIt Solutions. What is StopIt Solutions? It makes essentially what it does is it creates safer places for all to learn, work, live, and play. Right? Kind of plays a little bit into here, but we actually coined that before Bellworks did. But
Okay.
it does. It creates safer places for all of us, right? There's issues
How?
in our schools through an anonymous reporting platform.
Okay.
So we give people a voice. That's basically it. You give people a voice, right? Everyone's eyes and ears of wherever they are, whether you're at school, whether you're walking down the street, whether you're in your workplace or what have you.
Mhm.
You see things that are wrong. And your impulse, the majority of overwhelming amount of people, their impulse right away is to, how can I stop that? Right?
Mhm.
And then quickly demons kick into your head after about a minute or so, and you're like, maybe I shouldn't get involved, or I'll do this tomorrow, what have you. So what StopIt is it lets people act on their impulse to do the right thing. Does that make sense?
It does.
And they do that with an app.
Okay.
So you use an app where you can screen capture something, you can take a picture of something, you can just send a message. There's a myriad of different ways you can report things, and then in real time that streams to the appropriate people that can go ahead and mitigate that issue.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's a school, it's anonymously reporting to, to the higher staff, or
Sure.
police if need be, or, special hotlines, things like that.
Sure.
So
Sure.
with this app, the mafia would have lasted about a minute.
It's, yeah.
Yeah, I like setting you up for these types of things. You get that smirk on
Yeah,
when you see
no,
what you say.
exactly.
What I mean to say with
You're
this-
not
He knows
trying to get my
exactly how
partner
to tap
whacked,
the
are you?
ADD.
No,
I'll
no.
give you a perk. We just signed, Camden County just signed up, right? So
Okay.
the police, and they're like, I mean, it's incredible what the first 30 days produced.
Yeah.
When people were sending in videos of shootings. Okay? And now they're using it for everything. Like, they have a real huge problem with people whipping around on ATVs illegally all over the streets without helmets, running people over. I mean, it's pure hell. They've had a nightmare. So all you see on Facebook is, tell us, use StopIt and tell us where they're storing these things. And then the next picture, there's flatbeds pulling 6, 7, 8, 9 of these ATVs going up.
This is private. It goes directly to the authorities.
Oh, yeah, it goes yeah.
Anonymously as well.
All anonymously. And then there's the two-way communication, which is beautiful. We can go back and forth and get more information. There's a beautiful story if you go to our website, what happened in Frisco, Texas. It's actually, this is one of the best stories on the planet. I can do this really quick.
Yeah.
But, so you had Frisco, Texas, there's 66,000 kids. All the schools, K through 12, have StopIt. And then out in, so one day, one of the elementary schools gets a report that comes in, and essentially it says, I'm done, I'm gonna take pills, I just can't handle the bullying anymore. I just can't handle it, I'm done. So that educator went back with, we call StopIt Messenger, which is anonymous. I made it a texting platform. Everyone responds to texts.
Sure.
So boom, went back to him, still full anonymity. The girl engaged, teacher engaged again. This goes back and forth. They find out this is really real. This is heavy duty. This is happening now. So the teacher got a couple other educators involved, and everyone's going back and forth with this young girl. So over an hour, they lost communication with her. She came back in again. They finally got her name. Once they got her last name, they searched the school database. Nothing. They searched the district's database of 66,000 kids. Nothing. They searched Texas. Nothing. And they're like, what the hell's going on? But they believe she was very credible. They finally got her to say where she was from. She's from Ohio. So she got a code.
Local code.
A local code. She went online to stop whatever for a code, found a code that was attached to an elementary school in Frisco, Texas. Lo and behold, I mean, this is like a movie.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, they contacted the police. This is over about an hour. They contacted the local police there. The police got to her house, and she had taken the pills.
How old?
And her life is saved. Don't know the age, don't know the name. That's all not publicly made available. But the story, and they published this story on Valentine's Day. It actually happened in December.
Okay.
It came out on Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And what a beautiful story. So in turn, we went out, and I thought it was right to go to these educators in Frisco and give them our StopIt Helping Hands award, which we developed for this exact
Yeah,
thing.
of course.
And we went down, it was a huge deal. It was great, and we presented these educators with it. Let me tell you why. First of all, they deserve it, and it's an amazing.
The due diligence that they did to follow up.
But
on
that they
the-
did it and all
Saved a
that.
life.
But they deserve it. But so many educators catch grief that, these teachers don't care. No one gives a shit about the kids. They don't care about the bullying. They turn their heads. You know what? That's not true.
I have not found that to be
The teachers have their heads in the sand. Well, I'm in the business, right? So you do hear the stories where they're like, you know what? I can't do everything. We don't have enough people. Kids will be kids. This is part of growing up, all the bullshit.
Yeah.
But these people went crazy. And the headline of the story was, she's one of ours. We knew now she was one of ours. Right? And they saved a life, all these thousands of miles away.
I mean, not literally, but you shut down the company now. Just that story alone was worth it.
Yeah. Every single second we deter the behaviors. That's why it's called StopIt. I wanted it to be a deterrent. So think twice before you do something, But the stories go on and on and on.
Sure.
But it's pretty cool. And now we're expanding into workplace, and we're expanding, you got Me Too and all this kind of stuff, and great things are happening there. But that's cool.
Okay.
Good. Well, hopefully that continues to grow as well as Oasis.
Any thoughts on your on the future in the next year? I know you guys are opening up, hopefully in a month or so. Let's just say, right?
Sure.
Is
July, we're solid in July.
solid in July?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Is this something that like you're thinking of? We'd like to open up another one in Chicago, let's say, or another would be, or is you kind of you want to prove this out for 2 years or for a year, make sure you get everything done, get this as the model, and then maybe expand it out. Like how are you want? Do you want to move quick or slow?
Quick. I mean,
Okay.
because of the technology, and
Yeah.
you know, we talked earlier about
Yeah.
how rapidly it's moving. If we wait 2 years, you know, maybe when we expand, we're doing something completely different.
Okay.
But yeah, we want to definitely prove it out here. But you know, it's like, you know, fail fast is one of our one of our mantras, right? That you know, we're gonna, you know, prove it out and then push.
Okay. When you guys argue about stuff, is it like marriage?
You know, we don't argue.
Well, however we
No,
call it.
and I'm not trying to sugarcoat. I'll be really honest, 'cause it's easy to say that.
Disagree.
If you don't challenge things, and I challenge things, right? If you don't, and Scott does too, if you don't challenge things, things don't happen. Right? If everything's nice, we get along great, that's bullshit. The only way you iterate is by challenging. And sometimes when you challenge, you overtalk, you get loud, you get passionate, and then the other person on the other side, however their personalities may work or what have you, you have to challenge. The main thing is you can't shut down.
You need something to throw or something? Again.
No,
Okay.
but you can't shut down.
You gotta go
Okay.
back and forth, back and
That
forth. till you
challenging
get that
process
aha
is
moment.
difficult,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And sometimes it is an argument or an energy
Yeah.
thing, and there is no resolve. It's just fucking, I'm stressed. I got this going on. You got
Right.
this going on. Let's just move forward. Other times you must drive. You must quote unquote argue in order to then come together. A successful relationship in any business is then come together and go, all right, man. You know, I'm going to take all my winning. I want to win the argument bullshit, shred it off the side, and go. You have a good part here, you had a good part here, we had a good part here, let's bring these parts together and move ahead. That's Scott and I.
Okay.
90%, and we're humans,
Yeah.
90% though ends up when you think it through and you go, but you don't always have the exact right reason. We stay in our lanes pretty well, right?
Yep.
We stay in our lanes, which is also very important. Go make your own mistakes, I'll make my mistakes, we'll learn from them.
If anything, it's like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna prove him wrong now. And I'm gonna go ahead and do it and prove him, you know.
Well, I know he does that to me. I can tell. He's like, "All right, if you think that's gonna work, I fucking doubt it. But good luck."
In
You
the
know what
back,
I mean?
he's at
He knows
home, he's
exactly
like,
how to
yeah.
tweak me. I'm like an 8-year-old.
It's like it's the quiet ones I worry about, Todd.
Like,
Well,
Because the
There
loud
is-
ones,
Remember, he's a fucking ring
we
wing.
show our faults real quick. It's the quiet ones that are like calculating in the background. Like the guy, he's the one that created the 666 in that game. He's like, why don't we try this nightmare thing?
Todd always wonders, why do you keep so much carpet rolled up around your house?
yeah, he's got bags of lime and carpet everywhere. It scares the shit out of me.
Just in case, you
Just
never know.
in case.
Okay.
You know.
Well, website.
Plugs.
OasisVRX.com.
Are you guys social and stuff with the Twitter type things?
Do you do the Twitter?
Do you do the Twitter?
Do you do the Twitter?
Hey, look, that thing has outlasted everybody. I mean, it's still there.
I was just talking to
You
somebody the
don't
other
even-
day, and you can tell me if this is accurate because you know a lot more about this stuff than I do.
I know a shitload about
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
But it was originally created for an alert system, right?
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
an
It
emergency
was-
notification system.
It was, I want to say it was emergency schools,
Yeah.
authorities, thing like that. And then I want to say it was Anderson Cooper was on there real early. Leo Laporte, who's a twit and tech guy, he was on there real early. But I remember, I think it was August of '07. I was doing the Justin TV stuff, and Twitter came along, and it just bubbled, and it got a little bit, and it took a good 3 years where everybody said, what do I gotta do that? I gotta tell people that I'm having lunch. That was the whole logic. And now, it's overtaken governments.
Oh yeah, no.
You know, it's how, for better or for worse, you get your message from our country sometimes. It still has stayed the course in that sense. But you know, it's gotten a little bit more of momentum again in the past 6 months, 8
Yes.
months. The two major social media pieces are, it's really LinkedIn and Twitter, which is kind of funny because it's more business centric, whereas Facebook and Instagram is more social. But the reach is better now actually on LinkedIn than it is on Facebook, and Twitter is more conversational than it's been in years.
Yeah, no, it's
So it's
fantastic. So back to that, right? We're posting some stuff, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm ADD and a little crazy, so I'll go not posting anything on Instagram. You probably noticed, and all of a sudden I'll post like
10 posts.
6 videos, 10 pictures, like check it out, this is cool, this is great. So I get like wired on doing it, and then my kids and everyone else like, you're only supposed to post once like a day. You're supposed to lead people along.
Who tells
So,
you that? You tell
yeah,
them.
but-
Who told you that?
You know, listen, I go, yeah, right. I do whatever the fuck I want to do, right? I mean, we got a ton of hits, we got a ton of bursts, we got a ton
Some
of
days
stuff.
are boring, and some days you got a lot going on.
The actual magic number for Instagram, if you want to call it is 6.
Per day?
Yes.
Thank you
Because
very
the
much. Did you hear
algorithm-
that, everybody who criticized me?
The algorithm on Instagram is perfect, meaning that the more you look at somebody's and engage, whether
Sure.
it's a like or a view, the more you see it, and the less you engage, the less you see it. So if I engage a lot with the New York Rangers, I see more of their posts. If I don't engage with the Death New Jersey Devils, I see none of their posts, basically because I have them unblocked on all levels. But the actual algorithm for Instagram is pretty perfect. So you do you. Don't you listen to anybody.
Okay, you know what?
When you grow up-
I'm gonna take that advice and see if that works. I'll look in the mirror tonight and see if I can do me.
Yeah, and but take that microphone. Scott, any closing official thoughts?
As long as we don't have your feet on there.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I posted my puppy dogs the one time, so I just saw them again. I posted my dog, said, "Here's my buddies."
Yeah.
And I got some grief for that. My kids, Dad, it's a business. You shouldn't post that. I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I posted it. This is my pups.
The children are how old?
12, and 14.
How many businesses do they own?
Exactly.
The STFU. No, you love them, but thanks.
No,
They're trying to be cool.
I like the personal aspect. I know
Yeah.
Instagram thinks you have the personal, but for the business wise too. And I have a thought process around that whole thing. First of all, canines
Yes.
for business
Yeah,
posting
everyone loves puppies.
it is the #1 driver
Yes.
for business posting canines. So I use that at my kids, and that's also another. I read that somewhere. That's why I posted the dogs.
Okay. Well, I've used my 6-year-old for child labor since she's been born. I have no problems with it, and if she's not going to go get a job, then she's going to be an employee.
You know, we got some wizards coming in, right? So we have a wide range of folks coming in working, and I've already spoken to a couple of them, and they're like, we'll do your story, we'll do this, this. So I'm going to let them do it. Let them publish it, let them get the content, let them walk around the facility. And we are content-rich, cool stuff. I mean, can you imagine what we're going to be able to post in VR? People screaming in this and doing this, and we'll have green screen in there, so what the green screens will do, you can see them in the application. This is insane. So we will be posting we'll be posting a lot of cool stuff. We'll be
What's
hitting
your
it
Instagram?
all. Everything's at OasisVRX.
VRX. Companies in Bellworks should contact you for corporate parties, functions, birthdays, and all kinds of fun stuff as well.
100%.
Kids' parties, because the hardest thing to do is find a place to do a birthday party for your kid under 10 years old who's born in the winter.
And come out and experience
Challenging.
it, you will be hooked.
Yes. Closers,
Guys, awesome. Thanks for having us. Totally appreciate it.
you read that correctly the way I wrote it. Todd,
Get your X on. Come to OasisVRX at Bellworks.
and the part about how great we are. Did
You
you not
guys
see
are
that part?
insane. I love these guys.
Thank
Every
you.
time they walk around, I stop. I have them sign my shirt, the whole nine. These guys are
And you guys are going to get Bellcast shirts as well.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get your
Oh,
own
really?
shirts.
Yeah.
Can I get one of those freaking mugs
Yeah,
too?
you get a mug too.
That's out of Kevin's
Love it,
top
love it.
pocket.
And I want one of these little, I don't know what this is.
Little
Cents
weed
a million,
plants,
a little weed plant.
All right, let's close it out on
See
medicinal
that?
marijuana. Thanks for listening to episode 21 of the Bellcast. It's in the can. Thank you, boys.
Thank
Yeah,
you, guys.
peace. That was great. I should do this every day.
You're definitely in your element there, Todd.